Welcome. Another day of Bhagavad Gita Sadhana. I'm Atmadarshan or Laura, and this is Oliver, who also has the names Garfield, Narayana, and Jones. We welcome you wherever you are and whenever you are watching this. As you might be able to tell, we've had our first snow. And 2 weeks ago, I mentioned that there were a whole bunch of little birds called juncos jumping around. And my very good friend Deb, very knowledgeable in all things birds, has said when juncos appear, then in 2 weeks there will be snow. Well, they were slightly off, 2 weeks and 3 days. That's pretty darn good. And I'll be talking about them as we delve into today's topic Bhagavad Gita, the topic of Samatvam, which is, among other things, having equanimity no matter what the world throws at you. And it seems like the modern world is throwing at us all this new stuff we have to deal with, one of which is artificial intelligence, AI. I got a wonderful comment about that yesterday from a watcher, a viewer. Thank you so much for sending that. Um, and I got to tell you, when I initially think about AI or I read that comment, I want to react from my little S self, my Atmadarshan or Laura self, and go, oh my gosh, they can use AI to deep fake everything. How will we know what's real? Oh my God, the weapons are going to take over. I've watched Terminator, I've watched The Matrix. Everything's going to get smart enough and going to kill us off or enslave us, which I think that would be worse. For me personally, that would be worse. However, then I upload or I remember to click on and access the app in my mind that is the Bhagavad Gita. And I am reassured because every generation, if you read the books, like the Revelation of St. John, or was it John? The Revelation at the end of most Bibles, it's the end of the world is near, and these things are going to come and destroy us. And it's been a couple thousand years now. But this happens all the time. Almost every generation is like, something's going to destroy us. And right now, it looks like we've moved on to AI is going to destroy us, which could very well be. However, if we look at things from the viewpoint of the Mahabharata in the Bhagavad Gita, thousands of years old, no doubt, artificial intelligence was with us. And in fact, one could say artificial intelligence has been with us since the dawn of humankind. And what do I mean by that? Well, we talked about the juncos out there. They know the weather. Somehow, mysteriously, they can predict it. However, we as humans have lost touch with all this natural wisdom. And we've done things like create programs that forecast the weather, that forecast the way the hurricanes are going to go, or the tropical storms. Are they going to turn into hurricanes? And all these are products of the mind. Our own mind, we could say, is natural intelligence, but is it? Because what it does is it produces an artificial reality that we buy into. We buy into the idea that we can forecast with our equations, with our pretty graphics, that we can forecast the weather better than the juncos. We buy into the fact that we are more advanced life forms. Are we? Sharks, crocodiles, horseshoe crabs have been basically unchanged for not just thousands of years, not just hundreds of thousands of years, we could say millions of years. And their design is still going strong. Why? Well, according to many schools of thought, it's because they work. They have direct contact with reality. They don't have this thinking predictive system that we seem to have. They have some predictive systems, like the shark can smell blood and goes, oh, blood probably means food. Let's go eat it. But it doesn't go into things like, what's going to happen 1,000 years from now? My children, my children's children. Now it's kind of like, let's eat it. And if it looks like food, let's eat it. It doesn't even really have to be food. Let's eat it. Anyway, so we actually carry around an intelligence which you couldn't think of as artificial. And in the Bhagavad Gita, actually, Mahabharata, actually, there are specific examples of what we would call today artificial intelligence. Like the weapons Arjun uses. I mean, he's depicted as an archer and he shoots arrows, but he shoots very special arrows. And some of the arrows he shoots can be shot with the bow, but can also be shot with his mind or with words. They're like remote control. All he has to do is think of certain weapons and they go. And when he gets the ultimate weapon that can destroy not just everybody on the battlefield, not just everybody on this earth, but the whole cosmos, the Paashupata weapon from Lord Shiva. When he receives this weapon, you would think Shiva is going to hand over this missile. And many artistic representations portray the Paashupata as an arrow, a shiny arrow, a fancy arrow. But if you actually read the texts, various texts, it talks about how when this weapon appears, when Shiva gives it to Arjun, it's embodied and it actually stands beside Arjun in a body. And the weapon has to be taught or enticed to serve Arjun as he serves, or it, or they, whatever you want to call it, serves Lord Shiva. There's all kinds of extremely colorful imagery. Let me see if I can pull one up. Ba, 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 ba. There was one really great. Here we go. The Paashupata weapon actually has to turn to Arjun and acknowledge that Arjun can wield it. Wow, that sounds like a pretty smart weapon, right? It doesn't just go off with anybody who can wield it. It has discernment. It can take different forms and it can choose for whom it will fire or not fire. And one might think, what if this weapon goes amok and decides, yeah, I'm tired of this universe, kaboom? This fear has been with us thousands of years. It's just, it takes a little different form. We could say that everything we perceive is the product of our mind. It's an illusion. This is what the Gita is saying. This is all an illusion. What you think you perceive, if it's going through the filter of your mind, your natural intelligence is an illusion. And if we can tap into the wisdom of the natural world, like Junkos telling us when it's going to snow, animals like the cat telling us when the earthquake's going to hit, he knows when the thunderstorm is going to hit. I've heard from my partner that he knows when I'm coming home well before I'm coming home. So good job, buddy. He's got a real tap into the natural intelligence while I'm relying on my artificial illusions and projections, right? Okay. Well, time for my body to use its own natural intelligence so I can bear the cold. It went from 15 degrees Celsius yesterday to feels like -8 today. That's about 60 degrees Fahrenheit to feels like only 18 today. What will my body do? We'll find out. And today's practice is dedicated to the Paashupata weapon. Please still be nice to us and pick worthy people to serve. Okay. I'll be back to start the timer. It is way too cold for the tech to be anywhere near outside, and that includes my phone. All right, buddy. Keep your watch on me. Use your natural intelligence and stay warm. Got to remind you that I'll rap on the window when I switch sides. Okay. Timer time. I hope I can hear it from outside. We will certainly find out. If it keeps going on, then just get up and go about your day. All right. 5 minutes. Pause. Whoops, sorry, brain freeze. I was going to invite you to reflect upon how artificial intelligence impacts your life. All right. Good thing I set up my phone to remind me of that. Let's try some more. Minding the ice. Stop, artificial intelligence. Stop. Siri, stop.
Stop here. Check if the device is on normal Wi-Fi network.
Okay. She talks to me when I don't want her to talk to me. I wonder if when the abacus was invented, people had the same freak out. Oh my gosh, something that calculates for us. The world's going to go to pot. When fire was harnessed, oh no, or the wheel, everything's going to change. Who knows? My own artificial intelligence is going, you messed up. You forgot to tell them the focus. But that's my artificial intelligence that tells me that, something's wrong in this world. Where my higher intelligence, my natural intelligence keeps telling me everything is just as it should be. So, I've been using Google search, and it has that artificial intelligence summary at the top. And I've read those summaries and gone, heck no, it's absolutely wrong. According to Krishna talking to his best friend Arjun, this is our job on the spiritual path. We are going to keep getting input, and it's our job to keep going. Is this correct? Is it incorrect? This is called discernment, Vivek. And I look forward to exploring more and tapping into your amazing natural intelligence soon. Until then.